Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Only Hustlers. Today we're going to be talking about making sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. So we're going to be talking about diversification of your assets and how to make sure that your investment strategy is going good. So stay tuned and let's decorate some Easter eggs. Okay guys, so let's get started on making our Easter eggs. So each color represents a different type of investment, and we're going to be talking about why it's so important to diversify your assets. So let's start with our first asset being stocks, okay? So, what color should we pick for stocks? How about yellow? I feel like that's a very spring color, but also kind of reminds me of the stock market. Now, I don't know how these eggs are gonna do in here, but we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna give it our best shot. Yeah, these eggs flew. Okay, so while we're waiting on our stocks to turn yellow, let's also do bonds. Now, when you buy a bond, you're lending money to a company or a government, and they're promising to return that money to you at a later date with interest. So bonds are relatively a safe investment, and they're really good, especially if the stock market is down. People will typically purchase bonds. So you'll notice that's when the bond market starts going up, is whenever the stocks go down. Now, that's obviously a easy way of thinking about it. So make sure that you're purchasing a good bond, but pretty simple way of remembering what a bond is. Okay, these eggs are gonna take a minute to change colors because we're not working with real eggs here. These are fake eggs that I found, and I was like, oh, these will be perfect because, I don't know, they're more like environmentally friendly and helps us not waste eggs. Okay, so stocks. So what is a stock? A stock is a really great investment as well, depending on which stocks you choose, but you're buying a share of a company whenever you're purchasing a stock. So it can be a really good way to invest your money in the stock market because you're investing in companies. So if the company does well, the stock will go up, and if the company doesn't do as well, then the stock will go down. So you're kind of gambling on how well you think a stock is doing. Okay, next one we're gonna make really fun. So it's gonna be pink. Very cute, my favorite color. Actually, my favorite color is green, but pink is my second favorite. And let's see if we can get pink to change. And then last but not least, we have green, which is real estate. Real estate is a really great investment as well. It's kind of somewhere that you can put your money in and let it work for you. So if you want to purchase a piece of property and then put a tenant in it or use it for an Airbnb, it's a really great way to make money. Could be considered a good way of making like passive income, somewhat passive income. But a really great thing about real estate as well is that your investment can double or triple in price. You know, when the real estate market goes up, that means property prices will go up and you have a really great return on your investment there. Okay, now let's see how our savings is doing. Savings is taking a while, which is kind of funny because that's actually how saving money works. It takes a little bit longer than any of the other investments. And you know, a good high yield savings account would do anyone great. Like everyone should be saving. I think they say about 20% of your earned income should be going towards a good savings account. Now, that's hard for a lot of people. And also, if you take into consideration inflation, it's a big thing. So usually high yield interest savings accounts are about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4% if you're lucky. So you're not really getting a whole lot of bang for your buck. Whereas if you take a little bit more risk, like in the stock market or even with bonds and real estate, then you can get a lot more money from that. Oh, look at how beautiful. Okay, let's do. I'm loving that. Okay, let's try yellow. Oh. Okay. These are like little disco balls. Ooh, this one actually is kind of cool. Doing all the colors on this one. This one. Okay, so the sparkles saved the day for these eggs and managed to make them look somewhat cute. Here's the finished product. Very cute little eggs. I think my favorite one is this little pink one here with all her little sparkles, and also this blue one. Okay guys, so we have the final results of our Easter eggs, and we have our different investments, our stocks, which represents having a piece or a share of a company. So if the company starts doing really well, then your stock price is going to go up. And if the company doesn't do as well, then your piece and your share in that company will also drop. And then as you can see here, we also have real estate, which is a great investment for passive earning income. I personally love real estate. I'm a real estate agent, so it's something that I really enjoy as far as investments. And then here we also have bonds. Now the colors didn't turn out exactly like they were supposed to, but bonds are supposed to be this beautiful blue color. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to a company or the government, and assuming that that company or the government doesn't go bankrupt, you'll earn interest on your bond. So it's a really good way of kind of like saving or putting away money. Then we also have our high yield savings accounts, or you could also look into getting a money market fund where someone who's a professional goes in and manages your money for you, but they put it in really, really safe investments that are gonna help earn you a good, decent amount of interest, similar to a high yield savings account, hopefully more, but savings is also a really good way to diversify your investments. All right guys, well thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.